Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So with that said, this week we got the key to the week as the Justice card, and what that talks about is this week, Leo, you have your finger on the pulse. This week you are aware of what's taking place, and it's kind of like this week you will just be able to ride it out better than anybody else, which is great, right? Especially after the month of February that Leo's really struggled with because it was very heavy. This March period, much lighter, much brighter, much more in our favor. Now the Justice card being the key to the week really talks about this week you could be looking at contracts. It looks like you could be signing documents. You may this week need to start moving things out of the realm of discussions and negotiations and start making them more official. This is the week where you are signing on the dotted line. It's the week where you're making decisions or going ahead with things that are really going to move you forward or really going to advance you in some way, shape or form, which is really, really exciting. For some of you, this could be about a commitment that you're about to make. It could show up for you, and it, I kind of get the sense that because we've got Mercury going direct, we've got Venus moving into Taurus, beautiful energies, right? I mean, Venus moves into Taurus on the 4th of March, which is the day after I'm filming these. So, that in and of itself is great. But there's a lot of change in the air this week, right? There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of dynamic sort of energy. And I feel like for Leos, because it is that sort of Justice card, I feel like things are moving out of the they're moving out of the negotiation stage and into the point where you start to sign things, where you start to put pen to paper and see things really become sort of tangible and real. So for our actions and path ahead this week, we get the 5 of Wands, right? So yeah, I mean, right, this looking like maybe a competition of some sort. Maybe you're coming up trumps, lots of people talking at once, but this is about you kind of saying, right, where is my team? Who are the people that I need to start sort of putting this stuff together? Now, for some of you, if you've been looking for funding on a project, I feel like that could come through for you this week. And then it's kind of like one of those things of, right, now we've got the funding, I need to build the right team. I need the right people that are going to help me get there. Now, there is a lot of competitive sort of energy around you because the Justice card, that sort of mediating energy, the 5 of Wands, lots of people talking at once, but everybody having an opinion. This is your card of actions and paths. So this for me feels like you're deliberating over what does the final cut look like? What does the final team look like? In like audition situations and stuff, they have like the, when you see on TV and stuff, it's like the last 5 pictures. I kind of felt like, and they're like, right, well, this person's really strong at this, and like that's the process you're going through this week. Like there is definitely a feel of a process of elimination going on, but not in like a harsh way. It's just like, right, who really resonates with what it is that I'm trying to build right now, and that's great. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Hanged Man. This could be a slower week when it comes to your communications. It could definitely be a slower week. It's more going to be about the quality of the communication that you have this week as opposed to the quantity. Your Hanged Man asks for surrender, right? It asks you to kind of let things shape up. This is going to be a week where a lot of information seems to be flying at you. There might be a lot of things for you to look over. There might be a lot of things for you to sign. There might be some sort of big offer that comes in or is now finalizing. And what you're being asked to do this week is just to kind of, all right, this is happening. Be present. Be alert, be focused, but let it unfold. This is not a week for you to, you won't need to chase information. You need to let it come to you, right? You're going to be asked to exercise patience this week, Leo. And I have to say, it's not my strong suit. I'm a lot better now. A lot better now. In fact, people that really know me, like friends and long-standing friends and stuff, they're like, wow, you're so much more chilled now than you used to be. And that's because they know me. I was a real firecracker, very much a go-getter. Like I was really, actually, if I'm honest, I used to be, as a young person, I was very aggressive in my approach to everything. And that's not necessarily something that people associate me with, but it is something that and it is definitely an energy that I used to have a lot more of. I used to attack everything, like whatever I did, I'd do it with the full force of my being, even if it was a mistake. That was one of my taglines. I'd rather make a mistake and put the full force of my being into it than live a life that's half-assed, right? That's great as a young person. As you get older, you start to realize you might need to temper some of this and pull it back a little bit. So this week, that's what it looks like you're getting what you need, you're even getting what you want, and you're actually getting information coming at you, and a lot of it. The problem is, there's a lot of cooks in this kitchen, so you're going to be asked to really discern, and this is why, hang back. Let it come to you. This is a time for you to really discern, right, okay, I'm hearing a lot of quantity of information, but what's the quality of the information that's coming to me? And how do I qualify that as, who it's coming from? So this whole thing of process of elimination, what does the team look like? Who is it there that's to back me? All of that stuff you're looking at. For your money and materials, you've got the King of Cups. A water sign male could be of assistance to you this week. A Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. I've got to say, whoever this person is, for a water sign, they're very frank talking. So maybe likely to be a Scorpio. This is not to say that they're cold, but this person is very sort of, very cut and dry considering it's water. For your money and materials, your King of Cups is asking you to really, this week you might have to battle the emotions, Leo. This might be a week where you really need to think about, right, so especially if you get a boost, right, if the money's there, everybody has that sort of impulse of, let's buy this, let's buy that, and it's like, do you actually need it? No, probably not. This week you might have the you might have the two sort of devils on your shoulders, right? You've got the money, you've got the resources, but it's not for just sort of selfish desires or the things that you want. So this week you could be exercising some real restraint when it comes to the finances. It's kind of like, if it's there, you don't necessarily have to spend it, all right? But it looks like there's some sort of correspondence or communication from a water sign, very likely to be a Pisces actually. With that hanged man there. This looks really great. For those of you that are partnered and in relationships, it could be that money is coming to you through your partner, or maybe you're looking at the money or the finances in general, which is really interesting. Yeah, okay. So finally, for your love and relations, you have the Three of Cups. This is gorgeous. For those of you that are single, and even for those of you that are not actually, consider that this may very well be a week where you bump into an ex, maybe in one of the most unlikely places that you can think of. You might just be walking down the street in your hometown, or you might, maybe you go somewhere that's further afield and you just bump into them, and it's like, wow, what are the fucking odds that I could, bump into you of all people in this place. So this is really interesting. For those of you that are single, it looks like this is a great week to go out, be out there, be single, go out and mingle, do all of that sort of stuff. But do consider that this week you could very well bump into somebody that is from your past. What I like about it is there's obviously a lot for you guys to say to each other, but remember, this falls right underneath the hanged man. So what it's actually asking you to do is just observe the quality of the conversation. Who is this person now? How have they evolved? Is there a connection there still? And you know, not even necessarily to be rekindled. Sometimes people come back into our lives because there's unfinished business. We're supposed to take that on board, assimilate it, and then let them go again, right? So that it's done and it's completely done. For those of you that are partnered, this looks like you and your partner are just having a lot more fun. There's a lot more laughter, there's a lot more enjoyment. It's a much easier week when it comes to relationships. It looks like as well for a lot of you, for those of you that are in long-term relationships or marriages, it does look like there's a big decision that will need to be made this week. A big decision indeed, which is interesting, you know. So with that said, I would love to wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. You know, what happens? How does it come about? You know, where does this kind of go, or how does it sit with you? Take care, and I'll see you soon.